Morning. Welcome back to Love 500. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to sort of the first proper day on Project Loopy Harold. I've already done the bonnet, which I'll show you in a minute, but we're going to give it a go with this sensor, the vacuum sensor, see if we can get this engine sorted. So let's get straight into it now. Although it needs a bit of adjustment, the bonnet, I've got the bonnet to close. All I did was loosen the bolts on the catch, lift the catch up as high as it goes, and it shuts fine. It does need some adjustment. I don't know what the sides are like actually. Not too bad. I think I might actually, I'm not even going to bother changing this bonnet, you know, it's got such a tiny little dent in it. If I don't even, not even sure if it's not just my imagination. I can't actually feel anything. Yeah, gaps are all right apart from that bit at the front, and I can soon sort that out. So yeah, I'm not even going to change the bonnet. Just need to get some washers underneath as usual, lift it up. Great stuff. Another thing that I don't have to do. Let's just hope I don't need a new engine, eh? That would be a bit of a pisser. Did I just say pisser? I did, didn't I? Oh well. So yeah, that's good. Have a job done. So at the weekend, the new speedo came for the Loopy Harold. Also the spark plugs come. I'm just waiting for the coil pack to come now. I haven't done any more to this car since you last saw it. Not even cleaned it, nothing. Still not even emptied anything out the boot, out the car, the rubbish. So spark plugs, that I'll just leave them all in the boot for now. And then once we get the coil pack, I'll change the spark plugs first. If that doesn't do it, I'll change the coil pack, then we'll go from there. But it does need a good clean. But yeah, that's it for now. So that battery down there was the one I took out of, let me think. Oh, Beige Girl, that's right, Beige Girl's battery. It wasn't very well, and as I told you the other day, it was wouldn't start, wouldn't even turn over, wouldn't do anything, couldn't even unlock the doors with it, or rather lock the doors with it. So I took it out, swapped it over with the battery. It was from Cooey, and I had this on charge at the weekend. It was showing fully charged, and I've just put the meter on it, and I've lost my meter now. What have I done with it? No, I don't know, but I've just, take my word for it, I've just put the meter on it, and it's showing 0. There's no charge in it whatsoever. Oh, there's my meter. So there we go, plus on the plus terminal, minus on the minus terminal. It doesn't even register. 0, nothing, zilch. So this battery is obviously cream crackered. Bearing in mind it's out of a 2013 car, isn't it? The Beige Girl is a 2013 car. So I suppose it's 7 years old. And it's clearly the original battery. But it's completely Donald Ducked. So that one will be going to my ever grateful scrap man. There's something else I want to show you. I bought this a little while ago on eBay, as I saw one online somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it. I saw a picture of it on a car, and I thought, I've got to have one of those. It's not something I'm going to put on any of my current cars. It's actually for a pop. It'll only fit on a pop, or something without the oval shaped exhaust pipe. Now, bearing in mind most of these cars I sell to girls, this is just something. I can't remember how much it was now. It wasn't that much. I won't tell you how much it was because I can't actually remember exactly, but it was less than £20. It's an exhaust, chrome exhaust tip, but look at the end of it. It's a heart shape. How cool is that? Yes, please. That was my daughter asking if I wanted a cup of tea. She has such a way with words. Tea. Yeah, so look at that. It's a lovely bit of chrome. Which will go on the end of the pipe, and I think it will look really good. It'll be a good selling point. So it won't be going on a car for a while until I get a pop or a colour therapy. That's I mean, they could go on. No, I've spent enough money on Beige Girl, So I'm not putting it on there. I don't want to push down the profits on that anymore. When I've got one that's worthy of putting it on, I shall do it. But just wanted to show you. I thought it was Really nice. So I think I might have figured out what's causing the problem on Project Loopy Harold. It's this, I think it's this. If you remember, the error I was getting at was first of all, it was the air leakage in the inlet manifold, but it also had an error for the pressure sensor. Now, I thought that was the map sensor, which is on the left-hand side of the intake manifold, inlet manifold. But this thing is also on the other side of that inlet manifold, but on the opposite side, underneath the throttle body. And this is the map boost pressure thrust control valve. I've got one on the screen. Actually, no, that's a different one I've got on the screen here. But I did find it. Let me find it. Bear with. No, I haven't got one on the screen now. Hang on a second. I had one for a Punto on the screen. Here it is. That's exactly the same thing, as you can see, identical. And that is, I mean, it's in Italian on here, but that's what it is. It's I googled the serial number, and that's what it's come up with. Here we go. Inlet manifold vacuum valve. So that, I believe, rather than it being the map sensor, I believe that was the sensor that it was saying there was an error on. This one has come off of the inlet manifold off of Project Cui, the one that I took off. So it's got an electrical connection on it, obviously. So it could be this. So I may not need to change the whole thing. I may need to just change this. Now it's got the, if you look under the bonnet, I wonder what the blue pipe was for. So you got the black pipe, which is the fuel feed, which goes into the inlet manifold. And then you got this pipe, which is a blue pipe. Now, luckily, I had one. Because I had the one off Project Cui, I could figure out how to get it off. It's not too difficult. The throttle body, I think, will need to come off to be able to get to it properly, but that's not a problem. So I may actually do that tomorrow, just without taking the whole thing off. Just change that. So that, I think, is going to be it. It'll be great if it is, because that'll be job done. So I'm currently in Project Dirt. While I'm here, I thought while I'm connected to the engine ECU, I thought I would take the readings of what the intake pressure is on a car that's running perfect. So there you can see slight fluctuation of point of a degree, of a point of a psi, 4.3 something intake pressure, calculated 4.5, whatever that means, and the idle air correction 6,551 point something percent. So when we'll get back into Project Loopy Harold, and we'll see what the difference is in that. I'm just quickly going to show you this, our bath that's on Copart Sandy any minute now, our bath convertible, 12 plate. I'm just trying to look around the camera, look at any damage. Can't actually see any damage. This one's been on there before. I recognise it from the wheels because I didn't like the wheels. So it doesn't look. 38,000 miles. No lights on. Roof's a bit dirty. Look at that. Don't like those wheels at all. I know those are dirty, but it doesn't show you very much. So it's a Cat S, probably a previous Cat S, I would imagine. Additional info, 1 key, 7 inch eyes, soft closed doors. What on earth's a soft closed door? Oh, engine will not start, reason unknown. Previously sold as a Cat S. Number of form will keep as 5. So that's why it's a non-starter. So that's on in a minute. So let's just go to the auction. It's at 3,350 at the moment before the auction starts. Yeah, it's on now. So 4,150 already. So I have no intention of bidding on this. So I guess, obviously we don't know why it won't start, but it's a convertible, so it's obviously more valuable. But it is a 2012, so it's getting on a bit now. 4,350. Nice though. It's got to go to bonus time. Bonus time. Surprise, surprise. What's it gonna do? Sold 4,400 on approval. Be interested to see if it comes back again, because I don't know what it sold for last time, but it was on there before. 13 colour therapy. It's got funny wheel covers on it, so someone's obviously lost the wheel covers or had them stolen and they couldn't be bothered to fork out for the proper ones. Nice colour, don't seem to be any much wrong with it. A few little scrapes. A disabled driver previously, so whether it's been converted or it was just a Motability car maybe, but I don't know. It's just a twin air for only 15,000 miles. There was a little bit, there you go, there's the damage. So it's not very much, not very much at all. A couple of little scrapes, but look at the price of it. It's a 2013 and it's 2,350. It's on a minimum bid. And it's number 86 at Whitburn today, so let's see how far it is, see if it's anywhere near it yet. 86, what are we at? Oh, 82, so it's nearly there. So we'll come back in a minute, it's on in 3 or 4 minutes. We'll see what it goes for. Up next, it's a little Skoda that sold for £350 with 154,000 miles. Right, here it goes. So 2,400, I think it's just too much really. It's going to be lots of bids on this, I think. Minimal damage. Very low mileage. It's a pure sale as well. Just trying to see the category, can't see the category. Bonus time. 3,650. 27. This is far too much. 2,750. Crazy prices, some of these cars. 2,750. That was a used unrecorded. So at least I suppose it's unrecorded, so if someone sells it they won't have to say it was a write-off. Oh well, that's it. Okay, so I think you know which bit it is that I'm going to take off. It's down there. See where the blue pipe is attached to? So to get to it, that blue pipe has to come off, and I tried it on the one. Let me just quickly show you. I think I've already showed you this, but this is the valve. Not valve, this is the sensor. So pipe goes on the end of that. That blue pipe goes on the end of that. And this is the one off of that I cut off of Project Kui. So you can see I took this one off because I wanted to see exactly how this come off, because I didn't want to have the same problem that I had with the fuel pipe before. So you basically squeeze the ends of it. You got that clip that holds the entire thing on, and then you have to squeeze the ends of it to get it off. So to get to it properly, I'm going to have to get the throttle body off anyway. Throttle body actually looks quite dirty, doesn't it? So before I make a decision as to whether to take the actual inlet manifold off, I'm going to try this first and see what happens. The old one off. The washer was actually quite loose. I mean, it should still be sealed if it's pushed in properly, but it was actually quite loose. And also the connection that went onto there seemed to come off very easily, so I'm not even convinced it was even on properly. So we're going to give it a go and put this new one on, see what happens. So there was a bit of a pig to get on. What I discovered, let me show you with the other one. I've dropped the other clip on the floor, which is under the car. So basically this is the old one. So when that's pushed in, you have to keep that pushed in, and then you push the clip up sort of in line like that. So the tabs go in, and you've got the two metal tabs, one either side, that basically pushes against the end of here, either side, which keeps this in place. And it was a real pig to get in. I could get one side in, but I couldn't get the other one in, but I've finally done it. I'm not sure you can see it on here. No, I don't think you can see it on here. So that's the end of the tab, and then down, no, you can't see it, the pipes are in the way, but trust me, it's on now. So it's on secure. If you pull on it, it doesn't come out. So it could possibly have been, as I say, that washer that was on that one was quite loose, but it doesn't mean to say it wasn't sealing. but then it could be the sensor itself. So the vacuum pipe itself is on. I've just got to push the electrical connection back on, and then we'll get the throttle body back on. I'll give it a clean up first, and then we'll put it back together and start the engine, see what happens. Fingers crossed. Right, throttle body's back on. I think all the plugs, oh no, one more plug to put in. That plugs in, that's the one that feeds the fuel rail from the engine ECU. Right, so I'm doing this live, so in case you think I've tried this before and it's okay, and then I'm doing it on camera, that's not the case. I always do these things live, so if it's going to work, it's going to work. I was hopeful that it was going to work. I don't know whether I'm hopeful still or not, but you know, it may still do it because the error's up still. Because if you remember, when I cleared the errors, it went okay. So there's a possibility, but I think the physical thing of there being an air leak or vacuum leak, hopefully what I've done has cured it. And as we know, it showed the sensor. So I've reconnected the battery. Let's try it, shall we? Actually, before I do that, I want to, because just in case I have got water leaking, I'm just going to put something underneath the car. Bowl underneath the car. Down there, if you can see it. Because when I put fluid in this the other day, it was leaking out, and I don't know if it's coming from the water pump or whether it's coming from there, down the bottom there. It has had a new radiator, this car. If you see there, it's still got the bloody label attached to it, where the person who did this up put a new radiator on, or rather a second-hand radio. Anyway, enough of the water leak for the time being. That's the least of my worries. Let's give it a bash. See if it works. What do we reckon? Do we reckon it's going to work? Fingers crossed, everybody. Fire in the hole. Before I turn the key, I just want to say again, I may need to, if it has worked, I may need to reset the codes for it to work, but we'll see. Anyway, let's give it a go without resetting any codes first. See what happens. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Don't look like it's going to, is it? Start, stop. We've got the engine thing come up. No. No, exactly the same. Right, let's close it. I'd rather switch it off. What we do now is I'll go and get the computer and we'll plug it in and clear the code, see what happens then. Okay, I've connected to the engine without starting it, and we've still got the intake manifold air seepage. It says intermittent. Now I don't know if it was said intermittent before, because quite often what intermittent comes up with, it says it's doing it, well, you fixed it, but it's not doing it now, but because it's done it before, we'll say that it's intermittent. If you notice, there isn't an error up for the sensor itself. So I'm going to start the engine as it is, then I'm going to clear the code and see what happens. Fingers crossed again. I'm getting less hopeful by the minute, but we got to try it, so here we go. If I can get it to stay started, would help. My antivirus would stop coming up. Oh, I'll get it. Got my foot on the accelerator trying to stop it from stalling, which it hasn't. Right, let's go clear errors. Right, errors are gone. No fault cut. No, it's still shaking like a good one. So it ain't that then. Oh, intake pressure sensor. Now I've changed the intake pressure sensor. So why is it doing that? Oh, look at the noises it's making. Let's get outside and so you can hear it properly. Whoa. Now what is that banging noise? See, that's opening and closing. What do you think that banging noise is? Tell where that banging noise is coming from. Really can't tell. I think it's coming from that. Is there anything in there that moves? Hopefully you could hear that banging. I mean, what the hell do you think that banging is? It's funny that it's not come up with the... Oh no, it did, didn't it? It came back with that pressure sensor again. So now I've changed that. So I've changed the map sensor, and now I've changed that as well. And it's still doing it. But it's still coming up pressure sensor. So does that mean that there is physically something wrong with this? But where's the banging coming from? That's the strange one. It's not coming from here. As far as I can tell, it's coming from there. What do you think? Now, do I just bite the bullet and change the whole thing? Which is a relative pain in the backside. I know when I took it out of Project Cooey, it was relatively easy to get out, I think, from memory. I know that some of the bolts were awkward to get to. I can't remember how I got to them now. Through a gap somewhere. Where was it? So there we got the top of it. So it was the bottom bolts. So I got the top bolts undone okay, and then somehow I got to those bolts. But I didn't take the fuel rail off or anything like that. I can't remember how I got to them. I'm probably got to get a torch down there and have a look. Let's have a look. I can't actually see from here, but I suppose I'm going to have to bite the bullet and do it. So there's the front ones. There's one there, down there, if you can see it. Just there. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top. And I think there's only 2. Oh, there we go. Here's the gap down there. If you can see down the side of to the right hand side of that injector. It's out of focus, but there's a bolt down there. And from memory, well, I can look at the other one. There's 3 bolts down the bottom, so you can get to them from the top. But what the hell is making that banging noise? Any ideas what's causing that bang? Please let me know, see what you think. That inlet manifold down there, I had this one. This is the one that I bought. I think I bought this one from Club 500 Italia, and I sold it on eBay. And the person who bought it thought that they were buying a Fiat 500X inlet manifold for some bizarre reason. So they've sent it back. I just noticed this pipe here as well on the back of this one. What is that then? I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, it's on the back of the other one as well. I don't know what that is. I shall check to make sure that's actually attached. I'm assuming that's either... That's got to be a breather pipe of some sort, I guess. It's a rigid pipe again. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm not sure what that is. Obviously this is the normal breather pipe, the one that comes off of the airbox. But yeah, I wonder what that is then. I have no idea. I know you're all going to tell me in the comments, but hopefully by the time I've uploaded this video I will know what it is. But yeah, I'm intrigued as to what that is. So we know that's the vacuum pump, vacuum pipe, and that's the vacuum sensor in there. But we don't know what that is. Now, is it a fuel return or something like that? I've absolutely no idea, but we'll see if we can figure it out and have a look on this car and see if it's on there. It's right at the back, so that's probably why I didn't notice it, rather than it not being there. But we'll see. So it's a bit dusty, this one, but I'm gonna, rather than the one out of Cooey, or shall I use this? I don't know. I'm going to use one of them. I don't know which one to use now. They're both exactly the same. In fact, actually, the one out of Cooey probably looks in a little bit better condition. So maybe we will use that one. We'll see anyway. We'll change one. But I'm intrigued to know what you think, because I think this video is going to get uploaded before I've changed this. I'm going to change this now, but I'm going to upload this video today, and then we'll see how we get on. And I'm hoping that one of you bright sparks out there might hear that banging noise and say, yeah, that is blah de blah de blah. Interesting. One other thing that I was going to try before I do take it out is I'm going to change the throttle body. I've got 2 or 3 throttle bodies, so I'm going to change it just on the off chance that it is that. I think that the MES would point me towards the throttle body if it was that. However, I'm going to change it. It's worth, it's three bolts, and those, it's got to come off to take the whole thing off anyway, so I might as well try it. You never know, but we'll give it a go anyway. But yeah, as I say, I'm going to finish this video here, and I'm interested to know what you think might be causing that bang. I'm not sure I wasn't say played the engine to you. I'm not sure I had the engine running with me outside the car before, so I think you only heard it from inside. But this time you've heard it in all its glory. So the engine's shaking its head off and making that banging noise, as well as the butterfly valve in the throttle body going ape shit to try and compensate. I guess that's what it's doing. But yeah, welcome your comments, any ideas you might have. But I'm going to do it anyway, but please let me know if you've got any ideas. So yeah, look forward to your comments, and we'll be back in a couple of days or so with hopefully some good news. So as always, thanks for watching. If you are a casual viewer, please like, share and subscribe. Lots more videos to come, and lots more in the back catalogue there, how-to videos, lots of projects. This is the new project, as you know, Project Loopy Harold. So until next time, see you soon.